Hey, if you're an SAP consultant and you're just tired of those old, rigid, hard-coded approval processes, then this explainer is definitely for you. We are going to go end-to-end on SAP's flexible workflow, specifically for purchasing. We'll cover everything from the basic concepts all the way to advanced customizations. Seriously, by the end of this, you'll have the framework you need to build agile, business-owned workflows. Let's dive in.
So here's our game plan. We've broken it down into 5 key parts. First, we're going to tackle the why. Why is this even a thing? Then we'll learn the language, the core concepts you absolutely have to know. After that, we get our hands dirty with a configuration guide. And for those really tricky requirements, we'll check out some advanced tools. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a real-world project scenario, so you can see exactly how this all comes together. Okay, let's kick things off with the big question. Why did SAP even create flexible workflow, and why should you be using it? It really is all about moving past the old, super rigid ways of doing things.
I want you to imagine your approval process is like a train on a fixed track. Sure, it's reliable, it gets from A to B, but it can only go one way. Any change of route, any new stop, it needs developers, technical transports, the whole shebang. And when the business needs to adapt on the fly, that fixed track, well, it becomes a huge bottleneck.
And this right here really paints the picture, doesn't it? With classic workflows, every little tweak meant calling in a developer. The logic was buried deep in code, which made it so slow and expensive to change. Flexible workflow completely flips that script. It puts the power right into the hands of the business users. The rules are all configured in simple Fiori apps, making the whole process agile, dynamic, and you can manage it with a no-code or low-code approach. This is a massive shift from technical dependency to true business empowerment. All right, so before we construct building anything, we need to speak the language, right? So let's cover the 4 fundamental concepts that are the absolute building blocks of every single flexible workflow you're ever going to create. First up, we have the workflow scenario. The easiest way to think about this is as the master template for a business process. SAP delivers these right out of the box for all the common stuff: purchase requisitions, POs, invoices. It's literally your starting point, the canvas you're going to paint on. Next, we've got preconditions. Think of this as the master on-off switch, or maybe like the bouncer at the club door. Before any approval steps are even looked at, the system checks these preconditions. For example, you could say this workflow only applies to purchase recs from company code 1000. If a document doesn't meet those criteria, the workflow doesn't even start. Simple as that. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Inside the workflow, you have a step sequence. This is where the magic really happens. See, a workflow isn't just one giant block. It's a series of individual steps. You might have one step for the manager, another for the director, and maybe a third for finance. And the cool part is, each of those steps can have its own unique conditions. And finally, within each of those steps, you have agent determination. This answers the most critical question of all: who needs to approve this thing? This is the logic that actually routes the task to the right person, whether that's the manager of the person who created it, a specific user, or maybe everyone who has a certain business role. It's the who.
Okay, theory is great, but now it's time to get practical. We're going to jump into the Fiori Launchpad and actually see how you configure a new workflow and really bring it to life. The whole configuration process is actually super logical. It follows these 5 main steps. We start by activating the scenario we want to use, then we create our workflow, we define who approves what and when they do it, and finally, we set the order and just turn it on.
So, your very first technical step is inside this Fiori app called Activate Flexible Workflow. It's pretty straightforward. SAP lists all the standard scenarios they deliver. Your job is just to find the one you need, in our case, for purchase requisitions, and you just flick the switch to activate it. This is like the master switch that tells the system, hey, we're going to start using this cool new functionality. Once that scenario is active, you're going to head over to your main control center, the Manage Workflows Fiori app. Honestly, this is where you'll be spending most of your time. And to get started, you just click Add to start building out a brand new approval process from scratch.
And the real beauty of this interface is its simplicity. For every approval step you add, you're basically just answering 2 simple questions. First, the recipients. That's the who. So, in this example, anyone with the manager role. And second, the stepped conditions. That's the when. Here, the step only gets triggered if the PR's total net amount is over $1,000. You just build your entire logic step by step in this really intuitive way.
So, the standard Fiori configuration is incredibly powerful. It really is. But
What happens when your client has a requirement that's a bit more complex than just a simple value check? Well, for that, SAP gives us some pretty powerful advanced tools.
Let's break down the two main options you've got. For simple stuff, like an approval amount that the business wants to change easily without a transport, you can use the TVR-VC variant. It's low complexity, super effective. But for the really complex, multi-level logic, I'm talking nested if-then-else rules that look at multiple fields, you're going to need BRF+, which is the Business Rules Framework Plus. This is a high-powered tool for building really intricate rule sets for pretty much anything.
Theory is one thing, but seeing it all in action is so much better. So let's walk through a super common project scenario to see how all these pieces, the concepts, the configuration, the logic, how they all come together to solve a real business problem.
So here's the requirement. All purchase requisitions must be approved by the creator's manager. Simple enough. However, if the PR's total value is over $10,000, it needs a second level of approval from a director before it can be finalized. This is a classic, multi-step, conditional workflow.
Okay, so let's follow the document on its journey. A user creates a PR. The workflow kicks off, and Step 1 automatically sends it to their manager. But here's the key part. Step 2, the director approval, has a condition on it. Total net amount greater than $10,000. The system checks this condition. If the PR is, say, $5,000, this step just gets skipped, and after the manager approves it, it's done. But if the PR is for $15,000, that condition is met, and boom, the director is dynamically added to the approval path. This perfectly shows the flexibility in flexible workflow.
So let's wrap up with the key takeaways. What do you need to remember? Number 1, the whole goal here is to empower the business users. Number 2, for most of what you'll do, the standard Fiori apps are more than enough, so always start there. When things get really complicated, BRF Plus is that power tool you have in your back pocket. But maybe most importantly, always map the process on a whiteboard before you configure a single thing. A clear process is the foundation for everything else.
So there you have it, the why, the what, and the how. You now have the full toolkit to go out and transform your clients' rigid, code-heavy processes into something agile and business-owned. The only real question left is, what inefficient process are you going to transform first? Thanks so much for joining me.